Good afternoon and welcome back to the Palm Jumeirah. And today's statement, it's not a question, it's a statement, but it's a very important one because as a therapist, doing the work is only half of the battle, and it can be a battle because it takes a lot of discipline and hard work to change programs which are stuck firmly in the unconscious mind that don't want to let go. So the statement today is keeping the changes and keeping them through improved boundary function, shall we say. So what I always tell my clients when they leave my place is to always try to stay in this environment, to stay in the room, to stay in the therapy chair. Metaphorically, of course, but to take the learnings and the teachings with them and apply them in their everyday life. And when you're on your own, if you're working on yourself, please remember this. Continue to focus on what you are doing and what you want to happen for you, and not what you don't want to happen for you. If you choose to leave that environment and re-engage with a worrying mindset, any changes that you will make will not stick. What you focus on, you are attracting and creating inside of you. Your external world is a pure reflection of your inner world. So, stop focusing on anything which causes negativity. Yes, I know it's hard at times. Life can be difficult. It can be actually quite brutal. That's for sure. But we must do what we can to steady the ship and steer it to calmer, more peaceful waters. Only focus on successful outcomes and not stressful scenarios that direct your unconscious mind back towards that you are trying to eliminate. The unconscious mind cannot define between reality and imagined. So use this gift and use it wisely. Do you understand what that means when I say that? Because it's important. Each time you engage with negative beliefs or old dysfunctional patterns, the unconscious reinforces the pathways and keeps the behaviour very much alive. Not because it wants to harm you, but it's a servo mechanism which just follows orders, especially when those orders are based on familiar patterns that carry corresponding feelings. And feelings and emotions are the language which the unconscious mind speaks. It just wants to keep you safe, by the way. The unconscious mind does not want to damage you deliberately. It wants to keep you safe based on the programming that you installed into it as a child when certainty went missing and you wanted to feel safe. It believes that what you want is needed to keep you safe, okay? Once you have learned to focus on what you want and not that which you don't, the last part is massively important, and this is called boundary function. To keep the changes, you need to enforce your boundaries. You must speak up and to know where your deal breaker lines are and recognize them when they're violated. Then decide how often you will tolerate those lines being violated before you will no longer accept or tolerate them. Remember, we get what we deserve because we get what we tolerate. Try to educate others also in your life to help them. And if you can't relay and help them understand their own dysfunctional patterns and mindsets, then you have a very important decision to make. But you must refuse to accept toxic input into your life, or at the very best, reduce it to a bare minimum. You cannot achieve what you wish for if you allow others to repeatedly drain your energetic signature. We are energetically entangled, meaning the vibratory signatures which reside outside of both of our heads and our bodies are entwined with those that we spend our time with. This is why you now know why you feel a certain way around certain people. Certain vibratory signatures are complementary to you and certain will be toxic to you, and everything in between. So knowing that, you owe it to yourself to ethically enforce your boundaries however you choose to do this. Remember, Guard your light with your life. Your light must be shining bright, which is reflected in your chosen environments. Dead wood in my world is for burning, not for keeping. Those putting out your fire have to go unless you are willing to support your efforts of greater awareness, self-improvement, and improved consciousness. Okay? So, until the next time, be your greatest version, which I always say. And your greatest version is that person who no longer tolerates that which doesn't enhance your greatest version. Okay? If you want more information on this topic, it's all in my book, which I'll put a link to below this. You can reach out to me on my website, darrenjohntimms.com, or send me an email, darrenjohntimms@gmail.com. Either or. This is important stuff. If you're working on yourself, enforce the changes and enforce your boundary function. Okay. And I'll see you soon. Cheers.